Well, good morning, TikTok Nation. Scrappers, scrapettes, recyclers, planet lovers, scrapazoids, and everybody else. Welcome to the channel. It is still cold in Connecticut. They said tomorrow, well, they said we may reach a balmy 27 degrees today. The problem is everything is iced in, and there's like no prayer of getting out from under all this ice. But they said we're supposed to hit a little bit of a warming trend this week. That would be nice. It has been one of the coldest winters I remember, and I ain't that young. Alright, so I had a pickup the other day. Morning, Dave. I had a pickup the other day. I had to go out to a very pretty little rural town called Bethany. And the guy I picked up the computers from is actually very active in the music world. A lot of you guys know I have a band instrument rental service, and I was a music teacher for many, many years. So it was really a very good pickup. I made a new friend, and that's half the fun of doing this. But he gave me a whole bunch of computers. They've been sitting. I can't get them to boot at all. I think they've probably just been sitting too long. Probably the battery on the motherboard is dead, and at that point it just becomes scrap. For me. Alright, so this is a very old compact, Capital Computer Systems, Connecticut based. I think this is an old compact. Let's see. Looks like, smells like, sounds like. I've got a mountain of metal out in the driveway. I haven't been able to get to the yard. It's been so cold. And with a little luck, my board buyer is coming tomorrow. I've got a good load ready for him. And hey, Chad Spark, how are you? Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. It helps the channel a whole lot. And you know what happened? I was off for a while the house was under construction, so my TikTok algorithms dropped down a little bit. They're starting to come back up again, which is really good. It's nice to be getting back on. I missed you guys. Half the thing is, I don't like to put a video up if it's got some old boring crap to look at. You know, I don't want to bore you guys with tears, good Lord. So, did anybody watch the Super Bowl last night? I watched 10 minutes. I decided the Patriots were going to lose. And Seattle was just so fired up. Oh my God. Nothing was going to stop them. So, I turned it off. And I went to bed. There was nobody else celebrating. And it's probably a good thing because my family's roots are Rhode Island. And I have cousins that live maybe 20 minutes from Foxborough. And I'm kind of glad they didn't invite me up. I wouldn't have gone anyway just because of the cold. But I'm sure they're probably in deep mourning in that house right now. They're good people, though. They really are. You had a lot of good times growing up. And I opened it upside down. Yay. Oh, man. I should have looked at where the power supply is. If the power supply is on the bottom, that's where the bottom of the computer is. I'll tell you, these ought to make for some good scrap. They're chunky. And I'll tell you, yesterday I was able to put together 4 boxes of e-scrap. And that was pretty good. I haven't been able to do that in a while. A lot of gold finger cards. A lot of things like this we get out of the blade servers. That's gold under there. And I added some gold pins in. Most of the boxes are pretty much the same. They have a lot of, they have a pound of shielded RAM. They got a pound of CPUs to start. Whatever I can fit in here are gold pins. And then the rest is gold finger cards, telecom boards. These are high-grade peripheral boards, and they got really good gold recovery. And same on this, even though it's not the greatest board here, you want to save these tantalum capacitors, and there's gold underneath here, gold and gold. So, oh, and tons of gold in here. These, I think, were from around 1992, give or take a little. There we go. Oh, God, what now? So I'm searching, and I'm hoping I find in some of these computers, with him being a photographer and a graphics engineer, I should find some good graphics cards. I probably will put, I might reverse image search this on Google. I've got a customer texting me about his kid's violin. I swear to God, this kid deliberately breaks his violins. Every week I have to go bring a new violin to the school. Which, you know, that goes with the territory. So I want to make sure I attend to that after the live. That's why I have the two phones. One is my regular phone, and the other is the business phone, and that works out really well for TikTok because I can video my live with one phone and watch the other. I'm looking for a brand on this. I'm not sure if this is a compact computer or not. I think it is. It says Asus. There's an Asus motherboard in there, so that would have been a good board. I put Sound Blaster cards in two of the boxes yesterday. I'm just going to put that in the box, guys. It's going to just go. I have enough stuff here to make another box. I just do that as we go along. See, the thing is, I can make the boxes up. If they don't sell, I can just take them apart and slot them into, you know, telecom or peripheral or Goldfinger cards or whatever it actually happens to be. Yeah, I agree, Chad Spark, but I'll tell you that, you know, Seattle was fired up. You could just feel the energy from the minute they came up, and from the minute they came out until the end of the game. They were exciting to watch. And I wasn't really crazy about what was going to happen at halftime, so that's not my style. Yeah, there's no names on anything. I got a feeling he may have custom built this computer. Yeah, but you know, the Patriots of today are not the Patriots of the Gronkowski and Brady era guys. You know, anyway, it is what it is. I really find it less and less entertaining. It's really terrible. I'm not a huge football fan, but I like it when I have a party and everybody's over and you eat, drink, and be merry. By the time the game gets here, you really don't give a crap who wins. I think it just was, you know, I think teams that have been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, they tend to get a little bit complacent. Like, okay, you know, we're going to walk in and we're going to win because we're whoever it is, you know, Patriots or whoever. But, yeah. You know, the glamour of the Puppy Bowl has worn out, at least for me. Yeah, the Puppy Bowl is not what it used to be. Netgear. That's an old wired internet card. Good gold fingers, guys. Good chips. I'm building another box over here as I go along. But hey, I went to bed early. So here's ribbon wires. On the other end of these ribbon wires, I should find something with good gold, whether it's on the board or somewhere else. Always check these. If you got gold pins, you want to definitely save those. In this case, it's the other end. It's what the gold pins goes into. So you can just go in with your spaghetti wire. This computer is super, super clean. You know, being it came from a professional working environment, yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a nice box, guys. I had a box started, and then I'm going to just top it off. Look at the gold on these things. See, when I do these boxes, Maxstore ATA133, what I'm going to do before I sell this box is I'm going to reverse image search these on Google, and I'm going to put them in the box if they're, you know, nothing extraordinary. I don't really think they are. They don't look anything. This looks like a Sound Blaster clone. These blackboards sometimes have a lot of gold under them, but I don't want to say that's true for this. I know the Sound Blaster cards are well in demand because of the gold content. Fishy fish a day. Fishy fish hay. So yeah, we'll reverse image search these if they're nothing of great value. You know, like they're not $1,000 card that everybody wants, which I don't think is going to happen. We'll put those in the box, and I'll put them like this. A lot of people buy these boxes, and put the gold finger cards for resale. You know, so it's not such a bad thing. Yeah, I've been so busy this week scrapping stuff. My board buyer's coming, and out of respect to him, I certainly want to make sure I have as much material processed as possible. Wow. Hey guys, join the fan club. I just joined a whole bunch of fan clubs. I'm having a ball with it. It's so much fun. I think TikTok is kind of fun. I always thought it was for kids, but it really isn't. Okay, here's some more ribbon wire. I'm trying to be really careful pulling these out. Some of the boxes that I put together yesterday, and I'll remind you guys, when I put these boxes together, not that I'm trying to stand here and sell you stuff, I'm not. It's just that I happen to be doing this as I go along. One of my specials is I do a $99 box. They're usually on my profile page, and I take a flat rate priority box and I fill it with gold recovery materials. And I've never had a complaint about any of my boxes. On my store, which will be on my profile page, you can go and see my feedback. I don't gold refine, it's not my thing. I have a box of these that are really clean. I might put those up for resale for people who need parts for vintage computers. You know, it's just something I do. And, you know, keep some money coming in, which is important for me. You gotta have money, right? I usually make my living doing my rental business. Check your RAM, guys. Check your RAM carefully. RAM is selling for ridiculous prices right now. 256 megabyte DDR PC3200. I have to reverse image search that because I'm not sure. I think this is DDR2. It's older. I mean, this computer's is older. Well, that's crazy. Why would that? I think it's 2, so I don't think there's going to be resale. Again, I have to reverse image search your RAM, guys. If you're getting any 4 or 5, you've got some extra. You got better money than you're going to get selling it as scrap. Crispy, welcome in. Yeah, I agree. I think it might be DDR2, Crispy, but I've been checking every single one of them. I know you can tell by where the slot is, like the farther over the slot is, apparently the, you know, newer the RAM. But I'll check that. I sold a pound of RAM on Sunday. I might have another pound ready by the end of today. I have one particular buyer who I really like. A lot of you guys know Zach. And he's looking for a particular type of ram. And I've been trying to put that aside for him. I need about 5 more sticks to get a pound. And I'm gonna send him over some gold CPUs and things like that. All right, I'll tell you, I wish this had a fired up because this computer is super clean. Super clean. Too bad it didn't fire up for me, huh? Oops. I lost myself. Here I am. I've been found. Yeah, no, I think you're right, Crispy. Obviously, it's going to be sold by the... How many sticks does it take to make a pound? It depends on how heavy they are. The gold is going to be the same all the way through, but it depends how many chips they are and how well populated they are. Like server RAM takes, I would estimate 30 to make a pound. But you really got to weigh it. All right. This setup is not working super well for me. Let's try this. I'm still kind of running on tight quarters right now. I really did think this was a compact computer, but I now seeing the sticker on it from the, wait a minute, here's a sticker. This might be a custom build, and I say that because there are stickers on it from the IT company. Very possible this is a custom build and not just a off-the-shelf computer. All right. The other thing I have started putting into the boxes, I never used to do it because I used to take them apart, are all the drives that go in here. These older computers have what are called IDE connectors. And hey, Patrick, how are you? Good morning, my friend. Nice talking to you last night. I hope that worked out for you. Any of you guys who ship on eBay in general, oh shit, I hope I don't get a restriction. I said that word. I'm curious to know, what do you do for international shipping? I believe they actually have their own shipping, international shipping that a buyer can select. So a lot of our friends across the pond have trouble getting rid of their e-waste, their e-scrap, in their because there's just no facility. Wow, here's a goodie. Wow. Wow. So this is an old school hard drive. I have a machine down in the basement that somebody gave me the other day. And I think I'm going to try reformatting that for resale. If I can't, I had 2 of them that came in the other day, and it looked like I got all the files off of them. And I did put those in the box. See, I've been adding these to the boxes because, well, if I take this apart and I take the board out, you wind up, hi Dennis, I didn't even see you come through. Hiya, buddy. I have your order put together. It's just freezing out. I don't know if I'm going to get out today. They're supposed to warm up tomorrow. It is so cold. So these are called high-grade non-SATA boards. It has the IDE style connection, but that's how they grade these. These go for boku buckos right now. I think they're $17.50 a pound. What I had been doing previously, I would take them apart. I would scrap this for aluminum and take my boards and sell the boards. I got a lot of feedback from that, and people were saying, well, there's so much gold recovery in there, and there is. Any of you guys ever take hard drives apart? You want to know how many fiddly little annoying screws are in there? I don't have that kind of time. But it's a waste of very valuable e-scrap. So what I have been doing is now I put these into the boxes for people who do e-scrap. There's gold in the laser eye, there's gold here, there's gold here. Of course, there's gold here. So I've been taking these older IDE connectors and just putting the whole bit right in the box. That seems to be, I don't know if it's good, bad, or otherwise. I haven't quite decided. But when I ship e-scrap of any kind, I put it in a flat rate priority box. I can put up to 70 pounds in there, and it's not going to matter whether I put 10 pounds or 50 pounds or 75 pounds. It doesn't matter. So the more logical choice is to take these older units, let you guys have at them. And I don't have the time. It's not that I don't have the time. I have the time, but I think there's a better value to you guys who process these things. There's a piece of brass in there, there's gold pins, there's a laser eye, there's gold ribbon, there's a lot of stuff. Mirasi, good morning. There's a lot of stuff in these older drives. So when I'm doing older computers, I've been taking the older drives and putting them in the box. I have to go in from the other side on this. See how clean this computer is? I wish it had fired up. It didn't. I'm sure the battery is shot. And if the battery has leaked and caused a corrosion problem, it's not worth trying to fix. You'd have to change the whole motherboard out, and what's the point? So these, I have to get this. I just have to pull the screws out from the other side here. That's all. I'm looking forward to taking the computers apart that he sent over. I'll bet you I'll get a couple of good boxes of e-scrap, huh? Now I'm such an opportunist. Don't mind my bald head. I told you guys what happened. I was all prepped to go in for a cochlear implant surgery on Thursday. I was in the prep room, and they'd shaved me. They put this gross red betadine stuff all over me, and they came out. They said, we can't operate on her today. I'm like, you couldn't have told me that an hour ago? Well, they said, well, you have an ear infection. I said, no, I don't. Oh, you do. We think you have an ear infection. We're not going to operate. I'm like, and we couldn't have checked this before. I said, I was fine yesterday. Why would I have an ear infection today? But I will tell you something. I think it might have been a blessing. Not so much the bald head is a blessing. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. You should see some of the posts I put up. Mini-me, Mrs. Lex Luthor, Mrs. Clean. If I can keep this till Easter, I'll dye it and look like an egg. The wind blew all my hair away. And I have a community of my classmates. And we really have stayed friends thanks to social media. Everybody's been really very kind about it. You know, another week or two and it'll be over with. But I decided to put the surgery off to the fall. There's a lot of really nasty stuff going out and about. I just need a CPU for one of my builds. It's for a one of your builds, DDR4 motherboard. I have none. My friend Zach asked me to send it to him, which I did. Forget the implant leaf ball. Thanks, Mia. You saw that picture, huh? Yeah, it's, what are you going to do? But I thought about it. I said, there's so much nasty bugs and flu and things. I mean, the emergency room was out the door and it was freezing cold. They were out the door. The admitting office was out the door. I'm thinking to myself, why would I want to open myself up to something that's going to be done in my head with all this crap going around? So, in reality, I think it might be a blessing, and I'm going to postpone it. My hearing is what it is. It's not horrible, but, well, it is horrible. I live alone. Who cares? Best kind of woman, one who doesn't hear you and answer back, guys. Anywho, so I do think these, I think I missed one. Dun, 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 dun. So I've been selling these in my e-scrap boxes. Look at the gold on these things. Yes, I can take it apart. Yes, I can pull the boards, but then all the other gold in here goes to waste because I'm just going to scrap it. So I've been including those in the boxes. There's a lot of things I can do with them. I can sell them separately. I would say these probably work, and this particular lot of stuff I might put up as a working lot. I'm not sure yet. I'm comfortable reselling this because I know where it came from. I can see that the battery has leaked and the board has is corrosive underneath here, so that's why the computer's not working, in my opinion. You know, you're going to store a computer, you got to take the battery out. All right, well, as my Italian grandmother used to say, that's a nice. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. Haven't decided. They may go in one of my what's in the boxes, or I may put the bunch of them up and just sell as a lot. All right. I need a CPU for one of my builds for a DDR4 motherboard. Pat and sell, the best thing to do, yes, I'm in the U.S. as well. I'm in Connecticut where it's ice cold. Do me a favor, send that in my messages, because if it comes through in the chat on a comment, I don't have any real way to retrieve it. And I've got a memory like a spaghetti strainer sometimes, so I gotta flip this back over. I gotta get this guy back out of here. If you see anything interesting go by, guys, that you might be interested in, just DM me. I can always, you know, set it up for you. I mean, it's a real waste to take that stuff to the scrapyard. They pay 10 cents a pound for media drives. I mean, why would I deprive somebody who loves to do gold refining and just loves ripping stuff apart? Why would I deprive you of the pleasure of such a thing, you know? So that's where my thinking is. The new stuff, there's very, very little to gain from it. I scrapped, I think, about 50 blade servers over the weekend. Patrick Kelly, good morning. Patent sell. I can't read it. It's welcome aboard. Guys, please don't forget to just give that like button a very quick tap because it helps the algorithm a lot, and it is starting to my rankings are starting to come back to where they were before my little leave of absence there. Okay, so that is a 3.5 floppy drive. It's a little dusty, but it's not corroded or wet. Like I said, I might put these up as a lot for vintage. I don't know if anybody's interested in them or not. If not, I'll put these into a box. Look at that gold. There's a piece of brass on here. Tons of gold ribbon wire in these things. Like I said, I wouldn't want to deprive you guys of all the fun of ripping this stuff apart. I am just blown away by the level of micro scrapping that is now being done. I never saw anything like it before. I think the stock market might have picked up a little bit today. Hi, Gold Slinger. Good morning to you. I am well. Thank you for asking. Yourself? Yeah. So this is, you can cut this connector end off and put it in with your dirty brass. And fight with your yard about if they want to pay it or not. Let's see. I need this guy. I'll be popping on and off all week, maybe even all day today. If there's a lot of people on, I'll just post this up as a video. I do try to keep under the hour. I like to repost my lives because I do a lot of instruction. You know, and you get a few new people every time in. So, all right. So these you can clip and put in with dirty brass. That is a SATA connector. That is gold. You want to clip those and put those with your gold connector ends. Cellularboards.com will buy them, and Board Sort will buy those here in the States. That's a very clean looking CPU unit. Again, though, I don't know. A little bit leery about reselling power supplies because if somebody buys it from me and it goes poof and their house burns down, then it's on me. So my thought is power supplies are cheap enough to purchase. Probably better to get a new one. Always a good thing to do. Yeah, I've been really going at it too. It's probably a good thing I didn't have to have the surgery because my board buyer needs boards. So, you know, I can make a little money here, which is good. A little extra money, you know. My rental business does well. I keep a nice steady monthly income. And of course I am retired. But, you know, when I'm really lucky, and only recently did I find a board buyer who's close by. I don't know if you guys remember those Allen Oregon Telecom boards I got around Christmas time, the ones that were like amazing. I think I sold them within 2 days. They were amazing. Oh my God. I did very well, and so did the guy who sold them. I gave him a really nice check because we did very well on them. I buy boards, but I buy them from people, you know, here locally who don't want to get scrooged by the yard, so to speak. I buy them at a fair price. I know what my profit margin is. I know what it is. I open them and I look to see if, you know, I prefer the boards come to me already done, and I pay a little more for that because then I can just process them, clean them up, and get them ready for resale. But I'm doing very well with that. It's been really nice. I'm building up a nice clientele. Yeah, guys, don't forget to tap the like button, please. If you're into e-scrapping, e-chatting, we have a really nice community. My channel and several others participate in. We kind of call ourselves the Gold Family. And really just the nicest group of people. Everybody's polite, respectful. You know, the comments are always educational. I mean, we just get along really well. And I have learned so much from this community, let me tell you. All right, who's gunking up the works here? Where are you? Pardon my head here for a second, guys. Hi, my name is Minnie Mae. Come on. There you go, come on. Oh, it's catching here, so that cage is in the way. Sometimes you actually have to unscrew these parts over here, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's just catching on something. There you go. Come on. Feels. There is a screw there. I was gonna say it feels like there's a screw there. Not anymore. Free the board. Now, had there not been corrode, well, actually, it's really not. It's just in the battery terminal, and that's replaceable. This, I believe, let's get the CPU up here and see if I can figure out what this is. This is an old vintage Asus. This will be a really nice board for gold recovery. I should be able to get this off. There's a lot of gold flashing on this board. This is a great board for a home gamer. Look at the gold flashing on here. Sometimes I'll put these up for sale as well, you know, without all the stuff on them, specifically for gold refining. It's an older board. We already know that. When I get at the CPU, I may be able to actually get a date on this board. I didn't see anything on the sides here. That actually gave me a date. Really good gold here. Just beautiful. It's very glittery, very shiny, very good grade. I won't take any of this off because my intention is to sell it to either one of you guys or to a very good board buyer. I'm not gonna stick it to him. I'm not gonna do that. He pays me very well, and he comes get the board. The last thing I want to do is make him mad at me, you know. All right. Normally, I mean, if I was scrapping the board per se, as a person who does gold refining, I'd take all this off, I take these off, I take this, and I certainly would go after the gold flashing that's on this board. It's a nice board. In school R, I missed part of it, sorry about that. Okay, this has plastic thingamajiggies under it. You like that scientific term, thingamajiggy? So I'll clip these off and I should be able to push that through these plastic tabs here. And finally, hopefully, now it's been cold so I haven't been able to have my movers come in. I've still got to have the dining room floor done and I've still got to have the my bedroom done. So we've still got a little bit of tea-berry shuffle, but then the entire first floor will be finished. I did decide to go with all new flooring throughout the whole house. It has beautiful hardwood, but I don't know if any of you have ever lived through having your floors refinished. I think it would put me right over the edge. I mean, it's been a year I've been dealing with this this construction mess. The last thing I need to do is add time onto it by having the floors redone. No, but this house has beautiful hardwood floors. It really does. We should get a nice pin CPU here. Oops, come on. This is going to sell as a small plastic socket motherboard. There is a category for those. This would sell as a pin CPU with metal back. Because a lot of the stuff I'm going to send to my board buyer tomorrow. I do like to wipe the thermal paste off because it gets all over everything. It's just a nasty, messy thing. I want to see what kind of chip this is and I want to see what the date is. I'm going to guess it's probably a Pentium. Let's see, shed a little more light on the situation. I love my kitchen this time of day. This house, one of the things I love about it, besides the fact that I grew up in it, we get the nicest sunlight. It is a Pentium, 2004, guys. Pentium 2004, so that gives you a ballpark on the age of the computer. Okay. Wow, got a lot of folks in the house. Thank you very much, all. That's nice of you. This feels like it's probably a copper. It is. This is a copper aluminum CPU. These are very easy to knock out. You split this and then you just pop them out with the hammer there and make a nice copper plug. Again, these are things I make available for sale to other people who might wish to pursue that. I'm here alone a lot and I don't want to use power tools when nobody else is in the house. I just prefer not to have that kind of mess. I'd rather sell it to somebody in a big lot. I've got a couple, matter of fact, I have a couple of lots of those up for sale too. Stupid yard won't even pay for them. Yard won't buy them. I don't know. These were the heat sinks that came out of the Dell Blade servers. I have those up for sale too. It's number 2. It's good clean copper, but they gave you number 2 at the yard because when they soldered this plate onto the other plate, they used an aluminum paste or a tin solder, so they take off for that. But those are up for sale too. Much easier for me. All right. So small plastic socket motherboard. I'm just going to throw it into a box with its friends. I have quite a few of these. And again, I am working on an order for my board buyer, so really everything I have here I want to make sure I have ready for him. Sometimes you will get brass risers down here. They're brass. I've got myself a little brass bucket going on. And I'll get those out. And this computer is ready to go out with the 200 other sills that are sitting in the driveway. I'm actually thinking about just posting that online and say, hey, come get them. It's an awful lot of money, though. I can't stand the mess. Yeah, everything's frozen. Haven't been able to get to the yard at all. I think if it warms up this week, though, if I can get a couple of trips under my belt, I think I'll feel better. I've got everything in bins. It's all stacked up. But, it's just been so cold, we haven't gotten out at all. Very nice brass. Kiss my brass. I'll be here all week. Thank you very much. Drum roll, please. I don't know where my brass bucket is hiding. All right. Well, that was a nice little scrap out. Quite pleased with the results. I don't really actually know. As I said, I think this may have been a custom build just because of the amount of stuff that was in there. And I put quite a bit of the stuff that was in here. I put a lot of it aside for one of my e-scrap boxes. But again, I've got to reverse search it on Google. I want to check to see if any of these cards are vintage or collector. I don't think so. The one that I know is MIPS and Digital. You'll get really good resale on because they're old and you can't get them anymore. I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I may see you a little bit later. I'll go ahead and repost this later so that if you want to go back and view any of the chit-chat that we were having, I'll be glad to have you. You can usually find what I have available for e-scrap on my homepage. If you're looking for something in particular, feel free to DM me. It's really the best way. If you put it in the comments, I'm never going to see it because once the comment goes by, it's gone. You know, you can't pull it up again. But certainly feel free to DM me. I left a piece of brass. Oh my God! Ta-da! Brass is selling really good. I think it was $12 a pound last time I went. I haven't checked the copper prices today yet. They've been all over the lot. Silver and gold have been all over the lot. Just a really horrific week for the market, commodities market and everything else. All right. I'll tell you, this is a really nice shell. I might actually put this one up on Marketplace. There are a lot of people who like to keep these older, deeper shells for build-outs. Our friend Custom Computer mentioned that to me. So I may put this back together and put it up on Marketplace and see if somebody wants it. Otherwise, he's going to the scrappy yard. Decisions, eh? So we got a nice motherboard. I've been taking these apart. I've been taking off the wires, taking the aluminum. 12 cents a pound like this without the wires. 40 cents a pound for the board. So, make your money when you can, eh? Yes, please do. I never know what I'm going to get across the desk. Every once in a while, you just get something that burned out. And these newer computers, everything just burns out because they're cheap garbage. Oh, you're very welcome, Patrick. You're very welcome. Do check on the international shipping. That might help you with what we talked about last night. And then they will set the price and you don't have to worry about it. Anything else for the good of the order? We'll put some of these available. And you guys can have the distinct pleasure of knocking them apart. And this is, again, an old school drive. I'm going to see if I can reformat it. If I can wipe the memory off it, I'll sell that too. We got that. We got all these cards. Right. We got a couple of sticks of RAM. I have a copper aluminum heatsink and a nice chip. I would say all in all that was a very good scrap out, eh? All right. Have a good afternoon. Have a good day. I may see you a little bit later. If I find something different to put up, I will. I think if I post up one more blade module server, you guys are all going to leave. It's a nice board. We'll see if we can find some friends for it. Try to get these up to my, get enough ready for my board buyer tomorrow. That really is my focus right now. I have got to get lots of stuff. Got to get lots of stuff ready for him. He's going to send a truck. I got to make it worth his time. That's a nice board. I do think the battery was the issue, but these boards are easy enough to get. All right. Be well, everybody. God in heaven bless each and every one of you. Thank you for the gift of your time and your conversation. I think that was really a lovely chat, and I hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to subscribe That way you'll know when I go live. And like I said, we've got a great bunch of people on here, so come join us. Bye-bye.